Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Boks Office. Jean de Villiers, Skalkberger joined me to discuss the end of the Six Nations where France managed to finally do it. Ireland almost got upset by Italy, while England were on fire against Wales who are struggling. We're going to discuss all of that on the Boks Office, which is now open.
You know what's impressive on the weekend?
Who?
Du Plessis-Karevi.
I know.
Yes,
Over the ball. He's got legs like this, bro.
How good is he? Okay,
His legs are like this.
Named after Bismarck and Gunny, you know that?
Is it really?
Yeah. His dad was a massive fan of the brothers.
No. After Mornay du Plessis.
Oh, Mornay du Plessis.
Mornay du Plessis.
Okay, so we've got a Southern Hemisphere Lions.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. Just everyone calm down.
The Wallabies, Kiwis, and Springboks. The
And Argentines.
Wallacui Spree.
Let's go, boys.
Voilà, quispri.
Welcome back to the Boks Office, gentlemen.
Thank you, Shimmy.
Thank you, Shimmy.
I love the energy, JD.
Yes, let's bring some energy.
How was St. Patrick's Day weekend? Did you even know it was?
Non-existent.
Is it?
Yeah, it was non-existent.
Scala?
The weekend I went to Eiserfontein, ducked off on Saturday morning. Kids were busy on Friday.
I saw the pictures. Tough out there.
How
In the
amazing
bar,
was that?
sunset.
I was meant to come back Sunday. Unfortunately, we got stuck into some wine, so couldn't drive back. Drove back on Monday, and then I did celebrate St. Patrick's Day yesterday. There's a little golf game at the Metropolitan, a little pro-am, and I just snuck around from 8 till 11:30 on the Metro. A couple of Guinness on the golf course. Good Monday.
On a Monday.
But you have to cut it short. You can't have a blowout. Short week, guys. You know,
Yeah.
Thursday we're all going away somewhere, I presume.
I've now realized you don't have weekends anymore with the kids' sport. We had sport all weekend, every day.
Yeah, I know.
You've got three and they're all very sporty.
Three.
Two very sporty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they participate. So like Friday from.
Are they good, John?
No.
Okay, let's talk about the teams.
No, so it was hockey, rugby, and netball on the weekend.
Okay.
Lovely.
Rugby
Yeah,
started
that's-
already.
Yeah, I think that
At that age.
The Canaan Moody Rugby Festival at Boland Landbouwschool.
Do you name? I mean, you've got the John de Villiers on the 60.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah, you had to turn 40 to get named after.
Yeah.
Kanan's 23, and he's got his own rugby tournament.
22.
22.
So what?
The
so
people
what-
must please come to the tournament
what-
next week.
Is there Skalkberger rugby?
No. No, there's no chance.
And next week, my son's participating at the Valley Larue. Rugby
Strand?
festival. No, at Polruis. It's a combined between Lochnorf, where he went to primary school, and Polruis, where he went to high
Do
school.
they?
So do you have a keynote speech at your own rugby festival? How does it
No,
work?
just
So like all this can tell me is that they're going to replace the John de Villiers on the 16 with the Andre Pollard on the
Yeah,
16.
I've
You're
already
getting,
called
you're
that.
getting punted.
Is it easy gone?
He's losing a title there.
Is it?
It's going to be
He's
the
gone.
yeah.
I just wait for him to retire.
But so what was the Jean de Villiers one called before then?
The
Maurice
Paul-
Chauvet one?
Paul
Paul
German
German,
16 tournament.
So
Did you not play in it?
No.
Never.
B division.
Oh, no.
How would I have played in it, John? You're younger than me.
Because it's been going for 33 years.
Well, that's what I asked. What was it called before?
Yeah, the Paul Gym under 16.
Then the John de Villiers, and then soon to be the Andre Pollard.
On that note, do you know
Not
that
Yvette Barry. Or Maurice
missed out,
Chauvet.
yeah. I've
Or
got
Peter
no chance.
Rousseau. Or Louis Kuhn. Or Cobus Visa.
Can you
None
remember
of
the start of the rugby season? Normally we played like here at Newlands,
Yes.
like a 20-minute, 10-minute aside game, and then like most teams in the Cape region plays. Now that's tonight, but it's at Marty's. Guess who Paul Jim's playing?
Boyza.
Rondebosch.
Rondebosch.
Oh, yes. I must say, if they do it at Newlands now, it will be like chasing a vlakvark in the middle van die Kalahari. Did you see the state of it?
She was. That's sad. It's actually quite sad.
That's brutal, man.
Juan Newlands
So
is-
we up against each other.
Rondebosch is very good this year.
Are they?
Okay.
No, they're good.
We
I'm just saying, but we'll lay low. We'll keep quiet.
No, I don't know either, but it's a
When
nice.
you guys wake up tomorrow and there'll be some worried people in Paul.
When is this
Looking forward to
episode going out? We must just put a little
Yeah.
loving
Just
memory
remember
of-
this one. Or should we take the score, the result, when you play the real game?
No, I was just.
Look, I never
saying
lost.
that-
I didn't lose against Paul Jim, so.
What, you played once?
No,
You play once.
the first time we beat them. No, we beat them. You were there. You were a little teeny bopper watching. You watch. You
only played once.
know we beat them.
Yeah, I only played
And then
once.
the following year, it was a forward pass to, what's it, Mario Skuman, and Paul Jim scored in the last minute. It was 0-0 till the last minute. How many games you played at 0-0 to the last minute?
No,
No.
I don't
Scala,
think
your year was banned. No, you couldn't play Bishops.
No, there
we
was
played Bishops. Ronald Bosch, our standard 9 year, we lost. I was not there. Not that that made any difference. I was injured. And then on matric year, we got them at home, so it was easier fixture. N1 fever takes rid of a couple of big names.
I reckon N1 fevers they reckon about 15 to 20%
Exactly.
sick calls.
The tax man comes there by the engine one stop and this ruins half the team.
But it is crazy. I mean, we're sitting, look at the weather outside. What's it,
And it's rugby season.
18th of March. Guys already played a game of rugby last week.
What happened to Easter weekend, the rugby festival? You come back and the rugby season starts.
No, I must say,
some of these schools have played like 34 games
Yeah.
already. It's mid-March.
No, I can't agree with that. Hey, you got to wait till winter comes, especially at school. But anyway, that's always been my pickle. I don't like that.
Cool, boys. Let's talk Six Nations.
Yes.
How do you rank the Six Nations?
I really enjoyed it.
Good one. Last weekend, Super Saturday.
I think the fact that
Ireland could have won, I think, England and France.
You know, I've said it before, what I like about the Premiership is the fact that up until the last weekend, every team's got something to play for.
Yeah.
Where there's promotion, relegation, I don't think they have that anymore.
Yes.
But there's promotion, relegation, it's qualifying for Investec Champions Cup, it's obviously qualifying for playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think this year with the Six Nations, it was pretty much the same, so much, the last 2 weekends, Ireland were very much still in it, England in it, France in it. Wales, you kind of felt that something's going to happen, and it just never happened. It just didn't happen.
That's Jeevers that came out to the blood nose.
But yeah,
It wasn't good to see. It wasn't nice to see that.
Six Nations, a quality competition.
Yeah, your top 3 sides, Scotland finished 4th, but top 3 sides win, 4 of their 5 games. And then, for large parts of that first half, you sort of thought maybe Scotland's got a chance. They played with massive ambition.
Yeah.
But ultimately, France was the best side out there.
But good to see France. Look, Louis Bielberet scored first person to score 8 tries in the championship record. I didn't even know that. The first wing to do that. But you look at, France were averaging 40 points a game.
And the most tries scored in a campaign in the Six Nations, I think.
I think
By
that's
the
what
I just said
I
in the
think Shimmy,
championship.
that's what Shimmy
by the
just said.
team.
Oh,
Yeah, 30 tries.
Yeah.
geez, that's
Louis Bielberet.
that's some going that. And Freeman scored 1 against every opposition. English winger.
Yep.
Scored 1 every weekend. He scored 5 of them. That's also a record for the English.
We're going to see a lot of Freeman.
Italy gave Ireland a fright.
If it wasn't for Italy's own discipline, I think the biggest kick in the nuts for them was, Lamaro's penalty just before halftime, penalty yellow card, slapping the ball down.
And such a stupid one.
So that's the shooting.
That's
You could see himself punching himself in the face straight after it. But
You almost wonder if you're sitting in commentary what you'd say.
yeah, and off the back of that, they get a 22 entry and they go score. And that, second half 2 years, there's 1 or 2 yellow cards. And in ill discipline, but they had a proper shot at, because the Irish side wanted to obviously have a massive victory, try and get their point stuff up. So they're playing from deep, and they ultimately ran themselves off their feet. And for Irish side, error rate is what killed them on the weekend. I always used to think it's coaches killers, but it's players killers. It robs you of everything: rhythm, energy, momentum. You just stand around, watch your teammates
But
knock
also,
it on.
15 minutes into the game, Italy with 4 clean line breaks.
Yeah.
And
Minicello breaks.
normally Ireland is so good on defense, but and there you mentioned, but Minicello.
How good
What
are
a
those
player.
Italian?
He was phenomenal
He's
on
got
the
some
weekend.
proper sting in defence, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Flies in,
Love
tackles
him.
low.
Yeah.
And the little scrum off that came in also had a very strong game. Forgot his name now.
We'll get to the name. But let's talk France, guys. Sorry, we've
Yeah,
jumped the
sorry.
gun.
Sorry about
Okay, they've won the last 4 Champions Cups, 3 of the past 4 Challenge Cups. They've won the under-20 Six Nations this weekend. They've won 3 out of the last 4 Junior World Cups and lost in the final of the other. So there's players coming through there.
Yeah.
How do they get world dominance?
They win a World Cup.
World Cup's the one.
Win a World Cup at home. Start to that.
I actually think the other one is starting to travel with their stronger side
Yeah.
to the Southern Hemisphere. And I actually Intermac came out.
said, yeah.
He said, like, he'd love to play, sacrifice a top 14 final, which obviously we know I don't think his club will allow to do, to come play against New Zealand. And that's the type of thing you want to see out of them. Like, we often have that discussion about Dupont. We've only seen him ever here for Toulouse. We've never seen him here in a French jumper. So I think that's part of it, because you can't just wait for every 4 years to play. Your best players have one shot to beat France or South Africa. I think you get better the more you play, and we see that with Argentina. Their exposure to playing the Boks regularly and New Zealand has led to them beating us a few times.
You mentioned the under 20
World Cup.
Six Nations.
Sorry, Six Nations.
Yeah, and and France's power coming through from all age groups, and I think they've got a fantastic pool of players. It's difficult to see. Talking about Wales, it's difficult to see Wales, where the change will come for them. But they actually beat England on the weekend at the under 20 level, which was a massive result for them. So hopefully, hopefully that can actually help in blooding some new players and getting the youth through. I'm trying to find solutions for Wales.
Nice, John.
We're talking about France, you jump onto Wales.
Yeah, I'm just
Against England.
I wanted to, before I forget, because
It's a
Red
short-
jersey, maybe association with Munster.
It's a short.
Wales, red.
It's a short week. So in John's world, this is already Thursday.
Yeah.
how do you
walk-
John's
with your guys in
realm,
John's-
this is Thursday.
Close to the
Tomorrow,
weekend.
tomorrow is Friday. He's bailing
Close to
out.
the
He's gone.
weekend.
Yeah, he's gone.
Says the guy that plays
played golf at
golf
Guinness
on
on
a
Monday.
Monday at 9 o'clock and drinks
What do
Guinness.
you mean? It's St. Patrick's Day. I mean, of all people, I would think you
Yeah.
would embrace it.
Yeah, Burger is very Irish.
So is De Villiers.
Oh, oui.
Oui.
Guys, 16-13 at halftime. Scotland, look, remember we spoke about the potential of Scotland, that they can make a statement this last weekend. They were in it to a certain extent, but was it that bomb squad? Le bomb squad. The nuclear squad.
Le nuclear squad.
Was that the game changer for France?
I actually think just after halftime, Finn Russell's drop pass, was it just after halftime? Nearly got through, dropped it.
The King into touch.
Yeah, but also Finn dropped the drop pass and then
Both, yeah.
scooped it up. And then obviously just too much power. Like that, I mean, like they start buckling up front and the nuclear squad comes on. The French side was under pressure, but like, again, defense, bloody solid. Scotland was unlucky, disallowed try, like you mentioned, King wanting to touch.
But isn't that where you get the value of your bench?
Yeah.
Of the Le Baguette.
Well, the bomb squad was there to defuse the bombs. That's what it was.
So
that's what that's.
But that's so you don't get it. It's the starters really, just ticking away at it, and then when those big guys come on, eventually Scotland just didn't have enough to stop them. So you get the benefit of it in the last 20 minutes.
They've got some players, France, though.
The quality just showed. Yeah,
no Dante, Mofana again.
Yeah.
Mofana's good, eh?
Unbelievable. Luku goes 75 minutes. Maxime Luku, how good's he been?
Yeah, but even that
Intermac makes a big
Garrick,
difference.
on the
Fico
bench, the
comes.
third choice scrum off plays for Racing Metro. Bernard Serra plays for Toulon. Those are two other very good scrum offs. But Miafo comes off the bench.
Yeah.
He's the biggest of the lot.
Yeah.
And he's offloading like Orchius Neyman.
Yes, exactly.
He is the Orchius Neyman of France, basically.
Yeah, but so you have those massively physical forwards, two sets of them, and then amazing backs that can score tries from anywhere, and that's without Antoine Dupont.
And then they've got their own Kwagga Smith now and Oscar Giroux.
Ben Earl now is the next Kwagga, or he potentially could cover centre. He's the hybrid forward. Looks like there's a new position.
He's got enough gas for it. He's got some proper wheels.
I was listening to a podcast where Eddie Jones was saying, look,
play him centre.
You can look at him as a centre. He's just as fast as the other centres.
No, I can't. I mean,
it never
impossible.
It never quite works that way, does it? I mean, you pick him at centre at your own peril. I mean,
not to start, but I just think if you go 7-1 split, you need
you
someone.
can.
You need someone that
you can
cover
cover
that.
him there. Yeah, 100%.
You didn't start him there.
No chance. No, like I always feel this way. Like even if you've got 5 good centres, pick them. Don't pick a flanker to cover them. It's the same with loose forwards. You've got 3 or 6 good loose forwards. Pick 6 good loose forwards. Don't pick a lock to go cover a loose forward.
Yeah, I suppose it's his point of
differently. You can do a job there for us, and it's a stopgap. But somewhere you need a permanent replacement for that.
And it's also it's growing into that. You're used to doing certain things. It's like second nature. You're chasing a ruck maybe as an open side flanker, whereas now in the midfield you look at other things. You need to.
You've got to bounce and swim across the other side. He's used to just chasing the ball, going with it. So.
Watch a schoolboy team do a 7-1 split.
Nah.
Watch, it's going to happen. Watch, some schoolboy coach is going to look at it and there'll be a 7-1, and then it's going to be exactly. It's going to be all over social media. Watch the space.
The problem with that is the knock-on effect. Your 2 best packs of forwards are sitting on the. They're basically playing 30 minutes each at schoolboy rugby, and then your third team they're playing second team, and then you run out of numbers to fill a 6th team or whatever the case.
But
I don't think.
But some of the rugby schools have squads now. They don't. Some of them don't. Remember, you used to play. I don't know. I'd worked with you guys.
I would hate that.
But you'd have your first 15, and your seconds would play.
Yeah.
Then whoever played for the seconds would be reserves for the first.
Whoever was.
Some guys go with full 23-man squads.
Whoever was.
They do that now.
Whoever was left over from the second team game, whether you got through it or not, you just pop.
You just sit there and they say, look, you're reserved for the first team, and that was it.
Like, I'd hate to be a guy sitting on the bench at school playing 15 minutes a week. And what is the fun in that?
Shams.
What happens if
you were a professional bench setter? Okay.
No. Whoa. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm out of it. Let them
Calm
go at it.
down. Calm down.
So, and you were getting paid for it. So,
the comeback of De Villiers.
No, imagine being a school kid just wanting to play the game of rugby. Now you have to sit on the bench the whole time. That can't be fun.
And for most,
you want to play.
Jean, watch. Okay, schools have got 23-man squads now. Am I right? Certain schools do it.
I'm sure they do.
They do. What happens now that 23-man squad as they go with a 7-1 split?
Yeah, but the 8 guys on the bench that starts on the bench, do they play another game as well?
No, they don't.
That's terrible.
No, you can't do that.
Watch it happen. Jim will do it.
Go with your first answer.
John's got a direct line to Slappers. He's going to ring up Slappers and say, Slappers, what's on with this?
I can't see schools having enough depth to do that.
Also, like, for most rugby players, schoolboy in South Africa, that's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
After that, they're going to try and find a varsity cup gig, maybe yes.
Yeah.
A club rugby, maybe yes, no. But like our schoolboy system, that's the pinnacle for them. So you can't waste it on the bench watching your teammates play and then hopefully get on. No, go play seconds.
But you're right, Shami, it probably will happen.
It will happen. They just get ready for it. Let me just say that.
Okay.
How do you stop the?
This is your premature. I can't say the other word.
Adjudication. How do you combat the French team or 7-1 split? What do you guys think? How do you?
Yes, you got to fight power with power.
Yeah.
Scotland can't.
But
Wales can't. Australia wouldn't be able to.
So think back.
All Blacks
2022 November when South Africa played France in Marseille. And the way that the Boks decided, to kick it back and make the forward, not kick it back and run back from when they kick deep, to make the forwards work. And I think that's how you kind of diffuse that.
They've got the long kicking game, and you just truck it back, and you make those biggies in the middle work, make tackles, run
shuttles in between, and still then you have a fresh pack to come on.
Yeah.
But I think that will certainly help to an extent.
Slowing the game down.
But what do you really get?
Would you take the tempo out the game?
Then it becomes
doesn't really
battle.
Both packs don't really get tired.
I think the issue is that they are. If you take the pace out of the game, those athletes they've got currently, that suits them. Because they're power athletes and they get into that 22 and they're fresh when they get there. I think you want to keep ball and play against the French side, make them work, make them do tackles, put different pressure on them through your contested kicking game. Force him to run back 50 meters and then make 1 or 2 of those dead carries. Yeah. Then the long game comes. Eventually, space is going to open up for you. But the fact that they've got a fresh pack coming off the bench, which they access like we do the Boks quite early, I think it will be fascinating to see if both countries go 7-1 split against them. But, their biggest gift is those body types and breakdowns. Yeah. They've got the ability to take the pace out of, even you get 1-2 quick rucks and then big hit, man over the ball.
There's one guy trying to get over it and
Slow ruck, 5 second, 7-second ruck, and the next moment you get a turnover or you've got to go to your kicking shape.
I was also going to say that, like, even the players that they have, even if you slow it down against them and they've got the ball, you know, you think Miafo, Movaka, those kind of guys, they can even run into the wall and get a bit of momentum. They start forcing the offloads. You know, they can generate quick ball from that again, because it's impossible to slow it down all the time. Once you get a bit of momentum, then you start running out of numbers. And then they've got these dangerous backs.
was Movaka lucky to be on the field?
I mean, it's reckless, and I think it was the right sanction. You know, like, it's not
a red, not a...
Well, I don't know. Like, I think the French directed it pretty well to not get an angle where you can see whether it's a clear headbutt or not. Like, it definitely went in. It's actually Blair Kingon who bumped him over.
Yeah.
And then he took exception to the scrum half, whoever, what is his name?
What do you think? Hometown decision there. Look, are we? You were in Marseille when they had load shedding in France. The big screen.
I know.
Yeah.
With a double movement. Remember that? I couldn't believe it.
Peter Steph got sent off. Eh?
Yeah, I'd heard about it until it happens. You're like, whoa.
And then, Marius van der Westhuizen said, no, there's one more angle. And then they just kept on showing wait, there's one more angle coming, which he obviously saw, but then the director just kept the same. So I think the right decision took place. Look, I mean, if it's foul play, if he headbutts him and there's clear head contact, like if you could see it. Because it almost looked like he eventually got there, but he sort of came.
But they tried to go on top and then
sort of surfed up him, you know.
Yeah.
Was there any action taken post game? Do you know?
No.
Well, I guarantee you'll never see that angle again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone.
Look, you know, as a player, once you do something like that, you've taken the law in your own hands. Red card's probably the one coming for you. But like, luckily for him, you know, there was no real force involved, or it didn't look that way.
Wales against England. Is the Dragon... Wales. How's the Dragon? Shit. Is it still fine, the Dragon?
No.
No,
there's not. And it's,
just too much. I mean, the width that England could create off even if it's a wide, if it's just no lines, be too passive in defence. You know, they can go second man play, get width on the ball. Look, their attacking shape's fantastic, England, at the moment.
Yeah.
We've been saying that for a while. They've been trending on the attack shape side. And it's just too easy. If you allow good players time on the ball, you know, you can pick soft shoulders because the line speed's sitting down. You know, the breakdown happens on your terms. You know, it was a proper attacking performance by England. But Wales let them play, which I would say is the frustrating part.
Wales was they were unlucky as well. A couple of not disallowed tries, but opportunities.
They were unlucky with a 68-point loss. They were very unlucky.
Unlucky at times with points they could have scored.
68 points, they were unlucky.
No, at times.
Okay.
To at least be competitive, but just...
So much relies on their start, you know.
Too much class.
You almost need England to come back 5% and Wales to pump themselves up 15%, and then you're going to have a game where they're going to hang tough like they did against Ireland. But once you start playing the ball at tempo on your own terms and a decent attacking shape, you're going to find holes there.
Let's talk about...
Wales were unlucky. Sorry, I'm just trying to get that.
They were unlucky at times with not
unlucky at times.
Honest, I mean, even if we talk about France, he's finding solutions for Wales. He's come out here.
Shame, I feel.
Trying to sort out Welsh rugby. I think might be a future gig for you. We can always zoom you in.
So don't worry, boys, you're unlucky against England. Let's fix this.
You're lucky, man. Next time.
Sam Warburton said they've got too many teams. Is that a valid point? So you go down to 3 provincial teams. I think they've got 4 now. You cut one, you go down to, you know, there's more talent, obviously.
3, you go down to 3 then.
You
cut
but
one.
Maybe they'll get a bit luckier.
If you have 4 apples, you eat one. How many do
Maybe they'll get a bit luckier then with 3 teams.
No, I don't know. I think that the issue for them is that I think if you're a decent player in Wales now, you've got some English ancestry and you go to the southwest and you get into that English system, you're not going back to Wales.
No.
So, you know, they've got to overhaul their system. I don't know if having less teams is any better. You know, it might be easier to manage, but then you're still developing a lot less.
They need to do the same as Scotland and Ireland and get project players that you identify in other countries, get them over 3 years to qualify, and then hopefully by doing that they'll strengthen their squad.
But you still need some homegrown talent there.
Yeah, you do. You're never going to select 15 guys
Yeah.
Born elsewhere, but I think they need to find talent somewhere else.
Look, they're trying. I mean, I love Faletau was back. He had a decent outing a week ago, was it?
Joby Faletau.
Obviously, Anscombe's back here, and we all played against him when he was still playing Super Rugby. So they're trying. But
The lock is quite good. It was very good. Is it Dafford Jenkins?
Yeah.
I thought he played well.
Jack Morgan.
Yeah.
Jack Morgan was good. Rafael's back. So there's
some nice players. Yeah.
There's some nice players, but
Harry Lake.
You need to develop players straight through.
Dowie Lake was on the bench.
Everywhere.
Elliot D started. Can we talk about England selection?
Yeah.
The 23. 3 fly-offs, 4 open side loose forwards in the match day 23. That was confusing for me, especially when you go to 6-2 split and then you put another fly-off on the bench.
On the bench.
Yeah.
When you have Marcus Smith at 15, don't you think that's a bit risky? I mean,
Look,
Rich coming from us going 7-1 split. But
I'm enjoying those Northampton kids that are in that England. Yeah. They play. I mean, that's the future of England.
They can go full backline, Northampton.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, England was sort of doing the lock, playing blindside flank thing. We always said that the balance of the loose forwards off, but then obviously Jack Willis, they're moving Ben Earl to open side, and you've got the Curry twins on.
Tom Willis.
Tom Willis, sorry, and then you've got the Curry twins.
He's come through nicely.
Yeah. So I think their balance of the loose forwards is proper, and you can see that how dynamic they are on the ball and how they play around the park. It's lekker to see.
And this young Pollock coming through.
Yeah, Pollock came on over the week.
Pollock looked good. I mean, we watched. He was under 21 captain. It was the last.
His dad played cricket for South Africa.
Scored a nice.
Graham.
Scored a nice.
Don't lies.
Scored a nice little try.
His dad was in the stand there in the game. They would have said his dad. His mom and dad were there when he ran him for his debut. But he's a good player. Look, he was great for the under 20s. Under 20s,
Yeah.
But is that the way England are going to play now? You look at considering 4 open side flankers with 3 fly-offs. You're going to get width anyway.
I think for the weekend, the way they wanted to play with width,
And
that
pace.
makes that and pace makes you've got all those playmakers. As I said, there's no real pressure from Wales, so they can put a second man play on it. You get the 12 to actually be the playmaker off the back of what goes through 10 or the pot of 9. So
secure your racks.
having your extra loose open sider there absolutely helps because he's going to be chasing the ball.
Yeah.
England, now you've got the Borthwick with a kicking game, and you've got this running game now. What is the idea?
Well, again, take us back to when we said, boring England. They won. Who was it against? Against Scotland.
When the crowd was booing them a bit.
Scotland win by 1 point. But sometimes you need to go that route to just get a result.
Yeah.
And you see now towards the end of the competition, now they can let go a little bit, play more of a free-flowing brand, put a bit of pace onto the game, select other guys so the combinations were different. And that has a massive snowball effect. So, whereas you go more ball in hand approach against Scotland, you lose, and then
you're trying to beat them at their own game.
People are not going to say, they played a fantastic brand of rugby. So in the moment, they got a little bit crucified in that game. But now, holistically looking at the Six Nations, I think a successful one for them, one that they could have won.
Dingwall and Freeman, impressed by them? Would you worry Jean de Villiers the night before if you played against Dingwall and Freeman? Would you be lying in bed thinking you got a tough game?
I would now, yes.
It's the first time I hear you ever say that.
Yeah. But I'm very old.
The only guy you've mentioned is Ma Noni that would give you a tough time.
No,
so Dingwall and Freeman you'd be worried about?
No, I think they're decent centres.
I think
I would prefer Freeman on the wing.
Yeah.
I think he does a good job at 13, but I think Ollie Lawrence in the 13 channel, he's done really well for them. He's filled the gap for them. Where Freeman I really like on the wing. They're a nice combination. Were they tested against a Tui Pelota and Hugh Jones or against a Bundy Aki and a Ringrose? No, they weren't. So against a far less experienced midfield, yes, they had a good showing. But you need to test yourself against the best, and then you can say, well, you've made it or not. And I don't think we've seen that yet.
I think they lose a bit of punch if Ollie Lawrence is not there. He was really good.
direct,
He's direct, and he's got the ability to get the offload. And also, if you've got someone running, it's like almost in the old days watching, Manu Tuilagi run that short line. He fixes you whether you like it or not. It's not like you can have half a shoulder, turn your shoulders. If they play the short option, he's going through the front door. He's not going out the back door.
Wales go to Japan. Can they win? That's the next tour.
Hopefully their defense is sorted out, because if you let Japan play at tempo, put it through 20, 30 phases at a time, running it from everywhere, it can be a very, very long afternoon.
As we saw from England on the weekend. So Wales still in that, you can see that growth cycle where they want to defend, they want to keep the system strong, but you need to make your tackles as well extremely passive. And then you start generating quick ball against them, and suddenly the gaps become bigger and bigger.
That Japanese side will be so well drilled, attacking shape, their skill sets off the chart. So if they play it on their, at their tempo, they're getting gain line, they can hold on to the ball. I mean,
Wales wins that one.
If you're open side flanker, I think you're readying yourself
Thank goodness
to
it's a Lions
make
here.
35 tackles minimum.
But imagine it wasn't a Lions here and they had to go to New Zealand or come to South Africa, that Welsh team.
Okay, so
With
but now,
It would be carnage.
how many do we reckon any of the Welsh players will make the line side squad?
Morgan,
Jack Morgan, I
Jake
think.
Morgan,
Dafford Jenkins. He's got a shot, I think.
okay.
Tommy, is it
Rafael.
Rafael?
Yeah, so many open side.
Yeah, that's the thing. You look
There's
at the
too
English
many.
team, there's too many.
So the reason I asked that, because now you lose 2 or 3 of the top players, and then you go to Japan, and then suddenly,
Okay.
then suddenly, you favour Japan.
Then all your luck's gone now.
Yeah.
All your luck's gone then.
They need
Look, they've got that little fullback. I've forgotten his name now. He's got a bit of.
Blair
Blair Murray.
Murray.
he can go a bit.
Yeah.
But
He
where
was
that makes
unlucky. He was unlucky with that.
That little hurdle.
with the little guys, Italy versus Ireland. Italy probably left. It's so close.
There's nothing in it. But again, that discipline. But also, you've got to take into account that Canoni went, Negri went. They was probably their 2
That 40 minutes with 14 on the field.
main ball carriers up front. So Lamaro comes on.
Oh.
He takes himself up from that stupid tap down on Gibson Park. And I think that ultimately was the difference in the game. But, they've got some quality. And we keep on going on about Minicello and Brex, but they're 2 lovely little players.
Have something to eat, Jimmy. I can see you starving.
Snack time.
I also think that centre combination has just been so good for them. But also Minicello individually.
Yeah, Flecky last year said that.
That's
When
his
he
spirit.
picked the team, he said that's the centre pair. He said those were the 2 best centres. I miss Flecky. Anyway,
I mean, there's proper detail around their attack. Their attack is lovely too. And then you've got someone, Capuzzo, who can unlock that.
Yeah.
Like he's electrifying when he gets a bit of space and time on it.
2 years out of the World Cup, 8 of Ireland starting 15 or over 30. They've had 1 debutant this whole tournament. If you look where they are in terms of a cycle, is it worrying?
Did you just spit out?
Oh, sorry.
Incredible. That's fine. We'll look after you.
Fine, it happens.
Maybe get in like a...
A hiding's never been dished out to the box office.
It's too hot today to wear a bib, yeah.
You should do the John Smith jersey.
I think we've been on this topic for a while now, that they haven't really had any player development if you take them with the French.
Prendergast, yeah.
Prendergast.
Is there anyone this year in the 6 nations that they've capped?
No, wasn't it?
Prendergast was kept, I think.
Jack Boyle is Jack the front rower.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because
And you look at the Springboks, what we did last year. So I think certain positions is an issue for them more than actually what players they're developing. Blindside flanker, Jack Conan started on the weekend. He's normally seen as the
Eighth man.
guy off the bench as well, an 8th man. Then they do Tyke Byrne there. I think Ryan Beard's had a little look in there. So I think they need to. England was battling with that blindside position. So who's next there? They still only lost the 1 game in the 6 Nations. So they're still a quality outfit. But I think they definitely lack of drop off in quality what they could put out compared to I think previous years.
So I do think you need to look at it twofold. One, I think the fact that so many guys are over 30, that's not the issue. The issue is who's knocking on the door as second in line for that. And I think that's where we've got it right from a South African point of view, because we've also got an aging team.
Sure.
But at least you look further down the line and you have
pipeline.
like a second and third choice players in that pipeline that you can select where they don't have that. So I think that's where the risk comes in, because you kind of borderline in terms of knowing whether those guys will make it in 2 years' time to the World Cup or not. And if they don't, obviously if they keep on performing, you select them. But if they don't, who's going to step in? And I think there's a significant gap, as Skalk has mentioned, in terms of certainly some positions where the gap is
I think
quite
so
a big
much
one.
of their game depends on their 10 as well.
Yeah.
If you think, okay, Sexton, he's gone now. So now you've got Prendergast who's trying to find his feet there, and at Leinster, and then you've got Crawley. So it's about, it's about one of those stepping up and, taking the reins, because their attacking shape's so important to them and that momentum. But there is an error rate to them now that you wouldn't have seen in previous years. And we know they're fast starters, but if they don't get that fast start, it's almost like you can sort of slow poison them, and that's where they sort of...
The power game.
Power game gets to them. They start making errors. On the weekend it was in defence, not only on attack, but they had a lot of individual errors, which is unusual for them.
Yeah, and like last week against France, 20 minutes on the attack, not scoring a single point. Credit to France as well, but you're right in terms of we're so used to them when they get 5 minutes from the line, either with a maul or a trick play, or then their slow ball management is so good, and our teams are keeping them out. So, and still, they were so close to winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a massive positive for them to be able to say we weren't firing at our best, and still we were one win away from.
I think
winning
the big one is their loss against France at the Viva.
It was
The man of the loss.
And the manner of the loss. I think they would have, knocked a bit of confidence.
And probably against Italy, the mental effect of that, had a part to play in their performance.
And then you go out with a mindset of, listen, let's try and, we've got to get that bonus point, and you play, or you overplay, and you play in your own half, and then on top of that you start making the errors. Yeah, it was the tough outing for them, but we're not taking away anything from Italy. They were up for it.
Yeah. Ireland, is that choker tag still around is it still associated with them?
I think it's very much associated with World Cups. And unfortunately, as we've seen with our cricket team, the only way you get past it is by winning the bloody thing. So
some of your mates, the Paul Royal guys, play for the South African cricket team, man.
Yeah.
Calling them jokers.
Well, they couldn't beat them in a push-up. They couldn't beat them in a push-up challenge.
With a bag on my back.
Ex-ambassador of the
with a
Paul
bag on
Royal.
his back.
Ex-ambassador.
Geez, boys, yeah.
Paul Royal's an Indian-owned team.
Yeah.
Indian owners, and they won the
With South African
ICC
players.
Champions Cup.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I don't know. The chokers tag is a harsh one. Yeah, but
It's harsh.
they win big games to win series or Six Nations. It's just, unfortunately, the World Cup has become a bit of an issue. We're going through that in cricket, and I'm a cricket tragic, so I watch every single game and can't believe it's happened again. And I think the Irish public's feeling the same about World Cups.
They went, now obviously with the Lions series, the legacy of this team would probably be that New Zealand win. If you look at this team, if let's say...
Series win.
Yeah, the series win. That, if there's one thing this Irish team will be remembered for, it's probably the victories over New Zealand and that series win away in New Zealand. Because it's not easy to win a series there.
Yeah.
No, you don't do those often.
I think also, I'm trying to think whether the success of the Lions series is prior to the South African one, but there was a big Wales contingent as well, so you can't really just focus on the Irish for that. So, move on. Yes, Shami?
Guys, sorry, there's...
Don't be sorry.
Some of the Irish players retired. Murray, Healy, Omani.
Yeah.
Any word on them? Sean, you could start, because there's one or two Munster guys. Omani?
Two.
You played a lot with Conor Murray, yeah?
No, I didn't.
It was straight.
Peter Omani made his debut the year I was there, and Conor was in the academy there. So, I knew the guys from back then, and Simon Zebo, also part of that kind of group. But, all three of them, I think you think of Irish rugby, the way that they've played, And those three guys were there for all the big games that they ever played, the successes that they had, and over 100 Test matches, all three of them. Cian Healy now the most capped Irish player ever to play the game.
Yeah.
So when you play for so long and when you've given so much to rugby, all we can do is applaud, fantastic careers. So all three quality players, vastly different positions, all three of them, but competitors, and well done to them and their families.
Yeah, I like the forwards, Scala. They added a hard edge. Healy didn't stand back. Omani with the chirps, all of that. He was sort of the front foot guy, which you liked about him.
For a long time, they like their talisman, if there was like a big turnover to be happen or a line out steal, he was often the one in that position. So we played against him not only for the Boks, but like for Munster. So Saracens versus Munster. So it was lovely to see someone having an extended run at a spot and being a great rugby player. So, the Irish rugby is definitely poorer when any person like this moves away, and there's good stories to be told about them, and all the best for their future. Cian Healy's got a nice little try in his last game, a little bump, straight through cool. 2, scores it. That's nice for the highlights reel. Unfortunately for them, didn't sign it off for Six Nations success, but we can't pick the way we want to retire. So for those guys,
legends of the game.
Congrats.
And also,
Irish Lions.
Yeah. So both of them.
All three.
All three Lions, but Pete obviously captained the Lions as well in New Zealand. And Connor, if you remember correctly, he was when Alan Wynne-Jones got injured in the South African tour. He was actually then
captain, was he?
Captain of the touring squad, but never actually captained in a Test match. So
Alan Wynne then made the comeback. Yeah,
the comeback, So
for the second.
So unbelievable. If you think about a little kid wanting to play professional rugby, if you told those.
And that Lions series is a thing,
It's massive.
I was playing at Saracens when the Lions squad got announced, and we had beers lined up and with the big screen on, and it's the biggest achievement they can have in the Northern Hemisphere is getting to selected for the Lions. So they each had to down a quick little beer, and off we went to afternoon training.
Oh, nice.
But the celebrations was off the charts.
No, brilliant, man.
It's also nervous because you want your best mate to go, do it for the Lions, and not everyone's privileged enough to get selected. It's a hard gig to make.
Yeah. Because talking about the Lions, we're going to pick our team of the tournament.
Oof.
I've got the tight forwards, Scala 6 to 10, JDV 11 to 15. Start from the back or the front?
Is it team of the tournament or Lions team?
Well, surely the team of the tournament would be a Lions team or...
so we're not going to include France and Italy.
No, okay.
Shimmy.
Okay.
We're going to include that.
Okay.
So, okay,
Where
yes.
are we going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Shimmy.
We'll go. Let's do this. We'll pick two. Team of the tournament and our Lions team. Okay, let's start with team of the tournament. We have to go quickly.
Okay.
I'll go. Can I go? Start with the front row.
Because we normally start at one. And you said
Gross, Muvaka, and I'd go Will Stewart as my front row.
Nice.
I'd go Toji as 4. 5 is a tricky one because I like Murphy.
And sorry, quick one. And captain or not?
No, we'll get there.
Okay.
I would go. I like Murphy. I think he brings something different.
I always thought you were like a Thibaut Formant fan.
No, but he's a bit light. Murphy is a
bruiser.
Yeah, he's a bruiser. So
okay, loose forwards.
We're picking 3 teams. So
I'll start with 8 just for the shoe in for me is Gregory Aldred.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kalen Doris is also there, but Aldred in. Open side flanker, maybe a bit contentious, but will be Ben Earl, moved from 8 to flank. Blind side flanker, I'm going to go with Francois Cross.
Oh, nice.
Francois. You would have to select the 9 and 10.
But in saying that, I can pick another 3 that sounds pretty much the same. There's a lot of quality at the loose forwards.
Yeah.
9 and 10?
Oh, I'm going to do those 2. Dupont's injured, so you can't pick him, so Maxim Luku. And fly half, I like Ntamaka above Finn Smith.
I like Ntamaka as well. I'll go Louis Bierberry.
Yeah. How many tries was it, Jim? 8?
8.
Yeah.
France scored 13.
Minoncello at 12.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will go Hugh Jones at 13.
Okay.
I will go... I'll go Damian Pinot, 14,
Okay.
Okay.
and Ramos, 15.
Ramos has
a lot
been
of Frenchies.
brilliant. He's
King
been
on?
good.
Not King on.
No, going Ramos.
Okay. Coach and captain.
Oh, okay, coach, we got to go with the coach who won the Six Nations.
Fabian.
Fabian.
Fabian
Yeah.
Galtier.
Captain.
Oh, we'll go Aldred then.
Yeah, we got Aldred.
We're going to go Aldred, Itoje.
So, big one for our next discussion is who's Lions captain?
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, let's
then.
go. Okay, let's
Lions.
move on. Lions.
Yes.
Okay. I'd go.
Okay, but sorry, Shams.
Yeah.
So the basis of Lion selection, those guys
Don't be sorry.
currently injured. We assuming they'll be fit
Like
and
two
up for
Piloto,
selection.
for
Yes.
example. Okay.
Okay. Lucid prop. Genge.
Yeah.
Look. It's
Here we go.
Dan Sheehan.
No, Dan Sheehan for sure.
Yeah. No. It depends on the makeup of the bench also. Because you see which hooker is going to come
We're
off
not
the
getting
bench.
to the bench.
Okay, leave the bench. Okay.
We're
Dan
not getting
Sheehan
to the
every.
bench yet.
I mean, for me, Dan Sheehan every day.
Okay.
Would
Will
you-
Stewart,
Yeah.
Maury Toji,
Yeah.
and Tig.
Take Byrne. Okay, I'm going to go Doris, 8. Is he captain?
Yeah,
He's captain.
I think he's captain.
Itoje is captain for me. Anyway.
Then I'll still go Ben Earl, open side flanker, and blind side flanker is a tough one. Because I actually really enjoyed what Ferguson and Dodge did for Scotland. Ireland doesn't have one.
Jack Conan.
Van der Fleer? No.
Conan carries.
You go 2 open side. I think Van der Fleer will play a role. What about? We're not picking a lock at flank. That's not happening. I'll have to go
Or
Curry.
you go. Who?
Curry.
Yeah. I'd go Curry.
Curry.
Curry, Earl,
Doris.
That's a strong.
I think we go there. Then I go Gibson Park. Owen Farrell.
Interesting. That's the one. Nick's the other one that said Owen Farrell. No one thinks about Farrell as a possible.
Finn Russell chasing it off the bench.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Farrell play for so long. It's difficult to say. I'd go.
He picked a Saracen. Let's just note that. And another Saracen's at open side flank. Let's just note that. Let's just tick those two off.
40%. 40%.
We're not talking about hookers. He was like, he's going.
Yeah. I'm going 11 to 15. James Lowe.
Yeah. Got
I'd go
you.
James Lowe left wing. Duan van der Merwe right wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
12.
And then I'm going all Scottish midfield.
Hugh Jones, Tui
Oh,
Peloti.
okay.
Pelota.
I like that.
And
That's
you
brave
guys?
for you. That's brave for you. It's a good call.
If not Tui Pelota, then I'll go Bandiaki.
Yeah.
I'll start with you, Jones, at 13.
Just on the fly-off question, where does Marcus Smith fit in now for the Lions?
Me, I always see him, I always said off the bench like a Barrett was for the All Blacks. 10 or whatever.
But
10
again, then it comes back, then there's no place for
Finn Russell. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's no place for Finn.
Or Finn Smith.
Or Finn Smith, both Finns.
But those two Finns can only cover 10. I suppose you can have a 10 cover and a utility, but then you need someone to cover the midfield.
Yeah.
Or outside backs.
Yeah, depending on your split.
Yeah,
and
where-
then fullback, I'll go Hugo Keenan.
Kinghorn?
Okay.
I'll go Hugo Keenan.
Okay, last alternative Lions 15, Southern Hemisphere 15, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, and Argentina.
Cheap.
Argentina.
Ox and chair. Happy?
Yeah.
I'm not actually. Malcolm Marx and Taro Lomax. Locks, I would go Eben and Arceus Neyman.
Open side flanker, Hoskins Satiti. Blind side,
Hoskins Satutu.
Satutu. Not
Ekman for
Satutu,
Auckland.
not Hoskins.
Wallace Satiti.
Wallace
Satiti.
Satiti. That's what I said. Wallace Satiti. Sorry.
Your sugar
He
levels
selected two guys in one position.
Sorry.
He merged two guys. That's
Wallace
a hell of a
Satiti.
player.
Guys, I haven't watched Super Rugby for ages, man. We're waiting for the All Blacks in whenever we're playing them, October. Pieter Stef de Toey. Eighth man. Yeah, at the moment, you'd probably go Adi Sevilla still.
Yeah.
Yeah, good selection.
9. I really like Grant Williams.
Yeah.
at 9. 10, we've got to go with one of our South African 10s, I fear. So let's put Andre Pollard in there.
100 Pollard Rugby Week coming up, thank you.
Paddlechem, I had to do
Paul
it.
Jim, 9-10 combination.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will
Take
go-
Paul Jim.
Take-
Sorry, Paul Jim, 9 and 10. Let's not
I'll
forget
go
that.
Cheslin Colby on the left wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Or I'll go Cheslin on the right. Congratulations, Cheslin, on your South African Rugby Player of the Year award.
Yes, well deserved.
You
Shumi, did you host that event?
I was one of the co-hosts. There's 4 of us.
want to talk us through that?
Okay, let's go.
I'll go Will Jordan, the other wing.
Awesome.
I'll go,
12?
yes, it's a tough one, but I'll go, because Geordie
There's only
Barrett's-
one choice there.
Geordie
at 12.
Barrett's not bad, but I'm going Damien de
That's the
Avondale.
only
Yeah.
choice.
De Avondale. And then I'll go Joseph Swali'i at 13.
Oh, yeah? That's a big call.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The Moonwalker.
And then I will go...
Joseph Swahili's played 3 test matches.
Yes, I'm selecting him
He's suspected.
for that unknown factor. Shall
Surprise.
And
I'm
fullback?
going with him. And then fullback,
There's a
I
lot of
am
guys that
going...
are cheap,
I
isn't there?
want to go Damien Willemse, but to get an Argentinian flavor in there, I might go Juan Cruz Malia.
Yeah, I like him.
Good selection.
Thank you.
Guys, gee, was that Six Nations done and dusted, eh?
Another year, another Six Nations.
We'll be back in a couple of months for, well, rugby champion stops when the Springboks are back. That's when we'll be
Shimmy,
back.
do you reckon the Six Nations next year will be the same as this year, or might we see a South African flavour to it? There's been talks about that for quite a while.
I doubt it.
Just throwing it out there. Who knows?
Do you think so?
Ah,
What have you heard?
let's
Yes,
get,
but that
let's
will
get
be-
the
You in the
conversation
know-how. You in
going.
the know-how. You know, I host events. You sit there on the tables with the big dogs.
That would be some...
Who whispered in your ear?
That will be some year for the Boks then. Eh? We've got a long tour to New Zealand. We've got, imagine
New
that,
Zealand, yeah.
7
Yeah.
nations then. Okay.
Right, guys, thank you very much.
Hell of a Six Nations.
Any closing statements? I'll give you the floor.
When's our next episode? It's a while, eh? We've got
Yeah,
a bit
still
of
a while.
break
Yeah,
now.
we've got a bit of a break now.
But can you remember what we were organising for the next show? We're not going to tell them now, eh?
No.
They must wait for the next
I also
episode.
don't know what's happening for the next show. Well, we're back working, eh? URC is kicked off.
ERC's kicked off.
Investing Champions Cup's coming.
We're back on the beat. A lot to happen. Then it's international season.
And obviously the big rugby tournament next week in Paul.
So John de Villiers, soon to be Andre Pollard and a 16 paddle.
The Devet Barry Rugby Week next week. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll be back in a couple of months.
Shimmy.
For International Rugby Six Nations is done. We will see you soon. Thanks for supporting the box office. Don't forget to download the free app, the RugbyPass app. Jean de Villiers, it's free. He loves it. Scala, I know you've got it. The box office from Bishops is now closed.
It's a wrap.
Well done, Shim. Yes, but I was starting to get a
No, no.
on you.
Yes,
I'm looking for I'm eating biltong and looking for the water.
My back.